Hello my dear farmers. So it's another fine morning. It's quite sunny and I'm in the farm, and this is where I planted the cuttings that I made on my previous video. I made the video of harvesting the cuttings, and today I'm here where I kept them on a small nursery. The purpose was to let them sprout as I sought to get the manure needed to plant the cuttings. And as you can see from the video, they have sprouted. Majority of them are sprouted, and having sprouted, it means that when I plant them officially, they will be in a position to just continue with the growth. That's they will be in a position to grow even more faster, because they have already established. They have leaves. They also have small roots, as you can see from this cutting. Yeah, as you can see, these are small root. Yeah, it has some shoots. 1, 2, we have a third one. So this is a very good cutting. As you can see, it's a strong one, a very strong one. It has 3 nodes. Yeah, so I'm going to plant until this point. Yeah, so there is no rain at the moment, but I have some irrigation water, so that's what we are going to use to plant the cuttings. So after maybe you harvest the cuttings, you can put them on a nursery, or you can just plant them directly. It depends on what works for you, but I decided to put them on a nursery and then look for good manure and then plant. So I'm going to load the cuttings onto my tractor here, and then we're going to move downward, where I showed you the rad preparation, how to apply the manure. Yeah, you can check my previous video. You can be in a position to prepare very well before now you take your cuttings to the place you are going to plant. So let's just load the cuttings on the wheelbarrow, and then I'll show you how to plant the cuttings. So dear farmers, before we proceed to the place where we are going to plant the cuttings, this something that I must inform you about, the importance of having a nursery before you proceed to plant. Because you can look at this cutting. It is very healthy. It has already produced some shoots, 3 shoots, and also you can see it has some roots, you see. So, and then let's compare it with another one. You can see this cutting. Yeah, you can see it. It has no shoots. Yeah, and also you can see this other cutting. It has already rotten. It has rotten, and this is a very important place to at least put your cuttings on a nursery, so that you can be in a position to select the best growing cuttings, so that when you plant, they will not disappoint you, or the probability of them growing will be higher. Because now you can imagine this one that has rotten. Maybe you plant it directly onto the farm and you will wait for it to grow. But if you just take your time and put the cuttings on the nursery for just some 3 weeks, and then they sprout, this way you'll be in a position now to come to the nursery, as I am doing so right now, and choose the best one. So these are cutting. Yeah, so this cutting, it has shoots already, and you can see it has roots, and also there's another shoots coming out. So these are very good cutting. So when I transplant it to the area I want to plant the super Napier, the probability of it growing will be very high, and I'll be in a position to, if I maintain it very well, provide it with the manure, with the water needed, it will be in a position to continue growing. So when you plant the cutting onto the nursery, you are in a position to at least get the best out of the cuttings that will not disappoint you, because not all cuttings are planted and they sprout and give good quality super Napier. And also, when you are going to buy the cuttings, if you can be in a position to get the cuttings which have already been kept on a nursery, is a very good idea, because now they won't disappoint when you plant them on your farm, because a single cutting maybe goes for 20 shilling, and when you are talking about 20 shilling and maybe you buy a large amount of cuttings, that is your investment, and you don't want to maybe waste your money on some cutting which are going to come and rot in the farm. So with this type of a cutting, you are in a position to you are kind of certain that when you maintain them, they will give you the good super Napier that you can be in a position to plant, feed your cows, and also propagate in other areas in the farm. So I've already loaded my tractor, so let's jump into it and then plant and show you how it's done. So let's do it. So we are here now, and I'm going to show you how to plant the super Napier cuttings. Yeah, so I'll just pick some cuttings, very good quality cuttings, and you can plant 2 cuttings if you don't have cuttings. That is, you can plant 4 cuttings on one single hole if you want them to establish very fast, and that's what I'm going to do, because I have a lot of cuttings. So if you are a person, maybe like you have a lot of cuttings, you can just plant 2 cuttings. If you have fewer cuttings, 2 cuttings are also okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to plant them on each side. I showed you how to apply the manure. Yep, so this is how you do it. So this soil, as you can see, the soil has manure. I mixed the manure yesterday. I showed you the video, my previous video, and you can see the cuttings, and that's why I'm telling you to put them on the nursery, because this cutting has some roots. So when I plant it, feed it with water, and the manure is already on this part. As you can see, it's a very, very good cutting. Most probably is going to mature very well. Yeah, so when you are planting, you just have to make sure you do it on an angle of 45 degrees. Yeah, on an angle of 45 degrees. So because it has some roots, I'm going to just remove some rich soil. I don't want to slide it and damage the roots. Yeah, so you just remove some rich soil as I have done, and you just plant it on an angle of 45 this way. This one, it has no roots, so I'm just going to you just slide it this way onto the soil, and then you cover it. Yeah, and also you can use this soil to cover the super Napier this way. So on this hole that I made, I'm just going to plant 4 cuttings, yeah, and they are just going to continue growing because I have already planted them on the nursery. So I expect them to grow very well and very fast because they already have their roots. Yes, so that's how you do it. You cover the area with the soil in this way. It's a very fun process because just spraying around with the soil, yeah, it's not tiring. And if you are a dairy farmer and you want to get good fodder for your cows, this is what you should be doing. And yeah, so that's all. As you can see, the Super Napier is well. So from there, what I'm going to do is just add some water, yeah, and the rest of the holes on this area I'm going to plant them, and also plant on that side. And that side, you can see there's some water, so that's the irrigation water that I'm going to use while planting the Super Napier, because it has been sunny for some few weeks, almost 4 weeks. That's a month. So if you have water for irrigation, is a very it's an advantage. So before you plan on starting your dairy farm, plan on where you are going to get your water, or how you are going to do it when the climate change. So that's all. So that is the area I showed you while I was harvesting the cuttings. So where the water is, as you can see the sprinkler, that is where I was harvesting the cuttings. So that's almost 3 weeks old Napier. As you can see, it has already risen, and this one is almost 3 months old. So this is the ordinary Napier grass. So I'm going to clear all this, yeah, and replace it with what you can see over there. So that is the Super Napier. So I'm just going to continue the planting process and then continue watering the Super Napier cuttings. And yeah, so that's all about the Super Napier. I've showed you I've shared most of the tips on how to plant it, on how to put your cutting on a nursery and choose the right cuttings. And when you have a lot of cuttings, just plant four cuttings. Make very good holes that can accommodate 4 cuttings. That's all from me, and you have a good time until I upload another video. So after the fodder part, what we are going to go into next is the machines. Which machine do you need after now you have the fodder? Which machine will work for you as a beginner, as a farmer who is willing to start the dairy farming? So I will show you the next video. It's going to be the machines that you can buy to make your work easier. So that's all from me. So see ya.